Good afternoon. I'm Cindy Paterka, Vice President of Student Services at Howard Community College. Thank you for joining us today for our annual Student Donor Luncheon. We have a great program planned for you today, and I hope you enjoy it. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce the chairperson of our Board of Trustees, Feli Sola Carter.
Thank you, Dr. Paterka, and good afternoon. It is such a pleasure to welcome everyone to the 2020 Student Donor Luncheon. I'm honored to represent our Board of Trustees, both past and present today. Each member of the board is a dedicated and enthusiastic advocate for the college and for HCC's wonderful students. This event is so important. We don't often get the opportunity to meet our student scholarship recipients and our donors. Today's program enables you to meet two students who have benefited from the generosity of our donors, as well as a devoted friend of the college, longtime member of the Howard Community College Educational Foundation Board of Directors, and donor Barb Van Winkle, prepared to be moved, even virtually. Thank you to our donors. Thank you to our students, and thank you to the HCC staff in Student Services and the Development Office who organized this event. My fellow trustees and I would also like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Howard Community College Educational Foundation board members for their hard work. They play a key role in raising funds to ensure that HCC students have the financial means to attend college and achieve their educational goals. And now it is my extreme pleasure to introduce Dr. Kate Hetherington, HCC's exceptional president. Thank you.
Thank you, Feli, and welcome to members of the Howard Community College Board of Trustees, the Howard Community College Educational Foundation Board of Directors, donors, and HCC's talented students. We are thrilled to bring our donors and our students who benefit from your kindness and spirit of giving together remotely. The college's generous donor community supports HCC's mission of providing pathways to success for our very talented and deserving students. Especially this year, as we face a global pandemic, your gifts and pledges are invaluable to our students who are experiencing numerous difficulties as a result of these difficult times, including struggling with hunger and loss of employment within their families. I know that you have many choices about where to direct your charitable giving, and I'm so grateful that you choose to invest in the future of our county and nation by supporting HCC students. Today's program will give our donors the opportunity to enjoy hearing firsthand how your gifts have had a positive impact on student success at HCC. Today, you will hear from two student scholarships recipients, Gloria Zainas, a beneficiary of the LG Tech Scholarship, the Matthew Choi Memorial Scholarship for the Arts, the Nithi Anandam Family Scholarships, and the Sandy Spring Bank Scholarship, and Jim Nawal, who is a recipient of the Family Foundation, Howard Pride Scholarship, the Maxim Charitable Foundation, Howard Pride Scholarship, and the St. John Baptist Church Scholarship. In addition to our student speakers, joining us today is our longtime friend, donor, and member of the Howard Community College Educational Foundation, Barb Van Winkle, who will share her story of giving with you. It is the extraordinary work of the HCC Educational Foundation that unites donor generosity with student need. And now, to tell you more about the Educational Foundation, I have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker, Vivian Moore Lawyer, founder of VML Coaching LLC, who serves as the chairperson of the Foundation Board. Thank you so much for everything you do, Vivian, and thank you for your service to the college and to our students.
As chair of the Howard Community College Educational Foundation Board, I am honored to have the opportunity to work with 19 dedicated individuals from our community who choose to volunteer their time to raise money for various needs here at HCC, but mostly for our students. Last year, the foundation raised $2.4 million for scholarships and programs for students. You may ask, how do we raise the money? We hold fundraisers such as the HCC 5K Challenge Race, the Silas Craft Collegians Dinner, the Vino Scolastico Wine Tasting Event, and this year, the President's Gala. The profits from each of these events go directly to student scholarships. The foundation is always on the lookout for opportunities to help HCC students. We ask the HCC faculty and staff to support our work by giving, and they do. So you can also thank your professors and all the HCC staff you encounter each day for their support. We meet with individuals, alumni, HCC retirees, and business owners, and ask them directly for their support of scholarship and programs for you, and they are happy to give. They understand that your donation can literally change someone's life. And a very important component in our fundraising efforts is our current donors, some of who are with us today. Their decision to support HC students has connected them to you in a very special way. HCC is an exciting and wonderful place to be. It is an honor to fundraise on your behalf and an honor to be here amongst these special donors who are investing in your future. Now it is my pleasure to turn the program over to our first student, Gloria Zayas. Thank you.
My name is Gloria Zayas, and I was the lucky and grateful recipient of the LG Tech Scholarship and the Matthew Choi Memorial Scholarship for the Arts. Firstly, I would like to thank all the donors for helping to provide this financial assistance to both myself and other students at HCC. This is so helpful for us, and I am very thankful. I am a single mom to 3 older kids. I am also what you would call a non-traditional student. I am 46 years old and have started over career-wise. I wanted to share with you today what my journey has been before attending HCC, how I found my path to my current education goals, and what being a student here means for my family and myself. The journey to this point in my life has been a challenge. I lived in New Jersey before relocating to Maryland. For the last 12 years that I lived there, I was a victim of domestic violence in my marriage. I was working on my career and my education the entire time while raising my children and going through the trauma of being in an abusive relationship. There came a point where I was getting physically sick from the stress of carrying all of that on my shoulders. And so I left with my kids and moved to Maryland. There were consequences to that move. I didn't have financial support from my husband, and I became a single mom. I didn't have friends or family that could help me after my divorce left me in financial ruin. So for a few months, my family ended up homeless. This happened right before Thanksgiving, so I lived with my children in a hotel through the holidays that year. That was one of the hardest and the lowest points in my life. I felt like a failure as a parent and blamed myself for having been in an abusive relationship and allowing that to happen to my family. During that entire time that we were homeless, I worked, and no one had a clue that I was homeless at work. This is food for thought that you never know what a friend or colleague is going through. Eventually, I got back on my feet, and I am in a much better place now. I have never shared this part of my life publicly until now. It has taken a long time to heal from that trauma. But my hope is to let anyone listening and going through this right now know things can and will get better. You just have to believe it and get past the fear. I eventually started my career over in cybersecurity, but realized that I also needed to get back to school to get the knowledge I lacked in this area. After my kids started attending HCC, I decided to take a few classes under the AA in cybersecurity program and never looked back. I earned my Network Security Administration certificate last semester, and I am one class away from getting my degree. As an adult, I can appreciate a good learning environment, The instructors in the cybersecurity program were amazing, and I have gotten so much practical and technical knowledge. My education at HCC has already started to pay off. I started a new job a year ago at a different company, and part of the reason I was hired was because of what I learned in my cybersecurity program. I am hoping to be able to work my way up, and I know the knowledge I have gained in this program is going to be essential to that path. So now we have gotten to the current point of my journey. And again, I want to thank all the donors listening to me for being so generous and kind in donating to such a great school. You are all helping students like me who are starting over and need some financial help to restart our journeys. With the real challenges of having to support our families, getting an education can be put at the bottom of the list of finances. You are also helping so many of the younger students that I have spoken with in many of my classes who are just starting their paths to gain a wonderful education. Again, thank you for helping us to get where we are going.
Hi everyone, my name is Jim Nolal. I am the 2020 recipient of the St. John's Baptist Church, the Family Foundation Howard Pride, and Maxim Charitable Foundation Howard Pride scholarships. I am more than thankful to have been selected for these scholarships. I am currently a sophomore here at Howard Community College, and I attended Wild Lake High School, which is the high school right across the street from the campus. I am part of Howard Pride, which is a cohort that strives for academic success for people who look like me and aspires us to not only do that, but also become impactful leaders in our communities. My family immigrated here from Cameroon, which is a country in Africa, about 9 years ago. And my father always had a vision to provide me and my brothers for a better opportunity in terms of academics, but also life in general. I have aspirations to become a physician. I don't know what type of physician yet, but ever since I was a young kid, about 4 years old, my parents always recalled me wanting to help my father, who has high blood pressure. I've always wanted to help him, and I've always been science oriented. So that's the reason why I've always wanted to help people in a science-based way. I am very thankful to have received these scholarships. They have really helped. Not only have they helped me, but they've helped alleviate a lot of pressure off my parents because they took care of the finances last year, and having these opportunities have really alleviated a lot of pressure off of them, which I am more than thankful for, because anything that can help from now on to my destinations of med school will be very impactful for the future. Once again, thank you to St. John's Baptist Church, the Family Foundation, Howard Pride, and Maxim Charitable Foundation, Howard Pride scholarships for providing me with the finances of doing so. And also congratulations to all the other recipients. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Barb Van Winkle, and I proudly serve on Howard Community College's Educational Foundation Board. I have been on the board for many years, and I have watched the campus transform from a small school with just a few buildings to a prestigious community college bearing national awards and accolades. It has been my privilege to help support students attending HCC. What I love most about Howard Community College is the fact that students can get a great education at a reasonable cost, and it is a tremendous stepping stone. I love hearing the inspiring stories that students tell about the obstacles that they have had to overcome and how the scholarships they have received have changed their lives for the better. Donors, you are seeing the results of your generosity with these amazing students. And to the students, bravo for attending Howard Community College. As I said earlier, HCC has established itself as one of the premier community colleges in the nation, thanks in large part to the wonderful professors, staff, and administration, as well as phenomenal students. I truly value education and know how powerful it can be to open many doors in your lives. Education is something that can never be taken away from you. Be proud of yourself for making the commitment to get a great education at Howard Community College. Finally, I hope you will consider giving back to HCC one day. Opportunity was created for you, and hopefully in the future, you can help someone just like yourself. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak today, and go Dragons!
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our students' stories. Donors, their success is made possible because of your generous support, so thank you very much. This concludes our program, but we are going to continue to run the slideshow for another 5 minutes if you would like to continue viewing it. So enjoy the rest of your day.